Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading. So welcome back to the channel if you're returning, and welcome if you are new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, collective, I am really excited to dive into today's reading because we're going to talk about overcoming energy blockages, whether it is a block in money, abundance, love. Perhaps it's your motivation around finishing that book that you started writing years ago. Maybe it's opening a business. For some of you, it could be health, right? We're going to take a look at different ways that you can overcome some of those blocks in your energy field. And as Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to find the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, right? And so many times we're taught, and I believe this is a myth, but take it as it resonates. We're taught that we have to spend weeks, months, years doing shadow work, therapy, continuous digging up of old wounds. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't at times take a look at where a limiting belief originated, because most of the time we already know where there is a block in our lives. And if we can get to the root of the belief around it, right? The limiting belief, where it originated, and record over those old beliefs. Because remember, energy is neither created nor destroyed. So we don't have to spend so much time taking action right here, right now, today to record over those beliefs. And that's what we'll be talking about today. All right. So we're going to give you a little step-by-step here around things that you can do. We're going to pull some cards here. And also, I want you to open yourself up fully during this reading. Really bring in what resonates. Try not to let the mind overthink or control how things, what's being said. Take what resonates, leave what does not. And anything that really pulls at you, take note of that. Okay, because that means there's some sort of resonance. There's some sort of vibrational frequency that you are being asked to pay attention to, right? So the first one, declutter physically, mentally. What no longer serves you, collective? What is stagnant? Do you need to clean out your dresser? Do we need to clean out the refrigerator, right? Your wardrobe? Is there a junk drawer that you've been meaning to get through for quite some time, or an old pile of clothes that needs to be gone through and maybe sent to a thrift store? Really, decluttering is a big piece of clearing out that stagnant energy. And mentally, right? What no longer serves you? Maybe that old friendship that's just draining you, that ex that just won't let you go. Maybe it's some hobbies that you no longer are interested in. It could be pictures on your phone, maybe old text messages. It can be anything that's been sitting and lingering that a lot of times we forget all about. But that creates, can create blockages, because just like a computer system, at times it can be overburdened, and we need to go through and wipe out what no longer serves us to make more room. And that can happen physically, mentally, energetically in the body. So first up, decluttering. What do you need to do to declutter? I can guarantee you're going to feel a 1,000 times better if you tackle something today. Okay, and the more that you can do that when things become stagnant, or you are piling up more crap, right? We do that. I'm guilty of it as well, but we need to clear that out because it can really wreak havoc in our energy field. Even if we can't see it, right? It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And most of the time we will be able to see it as well if it's in the physical, okay? Of course. Now, the next step, stress management. What can you do to work on stress? Meditate. Big one. You hear that all the time. Meditate. Breath work, yoga. What healing routines can you incorporate into your daily life to help you reduce stress? Reiki, EFT, emotional freedom tapping, can be a really, really great one. For those of you that are not familiar with EFT, there's a million videos out on YouTube. Mantras can be a really great way to focus your energy, right? And focus is very important. That's part of one of our steps here as well. So focusing on, a phrase that you can say over and over again, because words hold energy, right? They hold a frequency. So what do you do that can help you create or minimize an environment that feels more safe, more balanced, and more harmonized? So find what routine works for you. If it's yoga, try to incorporate that into your daily or weekly practice. If it's meditating, incorporate that into your daily practice. And you notice that a lot of these things mentioned don't have anything to do with going to the past, right? It helps you in the here and the now. And it helps you refocus, right? Create new beliefs, new patterns, new routines over some of the old, and helps you manage stress. Because when we get into that fight or flight, or when we go back to a limiting belief, and the reason it's limiting is because it's below the vibration of what we want to attract, right? It's not aligned to what it is that we want to attract. Number 3, the Ho'oponopono prayer, right? When we are focused on judgment, criticism, grudges, right? Even forgiveness, those can be very difficult, lower frequency vibrations that can block our energy. So practicing that prayer, I forgive you, I love you, I'm sorry, thank you. You would be amazed how that can shift the energy and raise your vibration to help you work on, as I say work on, I was about to say forgiveness. You guys, look at that. Who am I ready to forgive? It can help you work on some of those suppressed energies that maybe you're not even aware that you're still lingering or hanging on to, because that can be part of the limiting belief system, right? So who can we forgive? And you guys, you can't make that up either. Look at, it says write a forgiveness letter, and it says practice the Ho'oponopono prayer. As we're talking about that prayer, that spirit saying, I meant what I said, right? That spirit saying, practice that prayer. It will change your life. Beautiful. So because we're talking about it and it's here, I'm just going to read it to you. Who am I ready to forgive? I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. Thank you, Carl Jung. Is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Because forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants, right? That resistance can be an energy block. Today's soul action, write a forgiveness letter, then practice the Ho'oponopono prayer. I think I had way too many panos in there. But practice that while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive, even if that is yourself. Sometimes we need to forgive ourselves for staying in situations, for choosing maybe the path of least resistance, for being so hard on ourselves, whatever it is. Right? And practice that prayer. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me, and thank you. And some of you, it may have to do with your parents, because parents is showing up here. And it says the divine truth is, collective, that your parents eternally love you, or loved, depending, love is eternal, right? But your parents may be crossed over, but they love you the best of their ability. And we forget that. We chose our parents. We chose our soul contracts. We chose our tribe. They chose you. So they can love you only to the ability of what they were taught, what they were conditioned within their own beliefs. And we are much better equipped nowadays to be able to do the deep healing work. It is more readily acceptable or talked about or understood, maybe more so now than it ever has been. You have a lot more access to being able to feel and tune into your emotions and your energy centers, right? You would have asked your parent or your grandparent 80 years ago what a chakra was, and they would have said, what? A who? And so parents could be, for some of you, a source of forgiveness. It says the angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. That's a big one here. One that we get wrapped up in. And then we create blockages. And it can be a blockage around money. Maybe you watched your parents struggle with money. Maybe they always told you, we can't afford this, we're broke, we're poor, we don't have enough, right? Or perhaps you dealt with a very ostentatious parent, maybe someone who blew money left and right, or they were very much hung up on materialism or spending money on things that may not have had the type of value that you have for money. Okay, so taking a look at it from the core and also realizing that they are humans, souls having a human experience as well. And sometimes we do place so much resentment, anger, bitterness. If only they would have done better, only if they would have showed me a different, path. It's our responsibility to heal, right? Regardless of what has been done, it's up to us. And I feel for some of you, there's some forgiveness here. Maybe this forgiveness is sibling. Maybe it's forgiving a lover who's hurt you in the past. This could be friendships. This can be coworkers. It can be oneself, maybe even your own children. Who are you ready to forgive? Next, we have gratitude, right? Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies there is, right? When we get into the practice of daily gratitude, and I'm just going to share some of my own practices here as well. So something I've incorporated many, many years ago with my family is I do what's called a peak and pit, the highlight of the day, the low light of the day, and 3 things we're grateful for. So it gets us talking about the best parts, right? The great parts of our day. It gets us talking about things that can be a little bit more challenging and difficult, because we shouldn't just push things underneath the rug. We're taught that, right? At times, just put it under the rug. If it's not brought up, then we don't have to deal with it. We don't have to talk about it. What that does is creates energetic blockages, emotional blockages. It's not healthy. So we also incorporate gratitude. What are 3 things we're grateful for today? And after you start to do that every day, right, you start to build this default mode of being grateful for what you have, what you've had in the past, and what you have yet to come in your life. Because gratitude holds such a powerful frequency that when you are in that constant state of gratitude, it really brings about a sense of peace and alignment, and it shifts and alters and changes your world in big ways. Even the things that may be a little bit challenging, right? If you're doing your peak and pit, and your pit is, Johnny said something mean to me at school today, what can we take away from that? All right, gratitude. So the next lesson here, let's see what else we have. Well, we have Archangel Raphael, and I'm going to go to this because it just said here, the angels are helping you heal from any pain, right, associated with ancestral wounding or with people in your life. I'm also picking up that some of you, there's been a complete stranger who may have been a big impact in your life, maybe was a contributing factor to a limiting belief that you have. Maybe it was somebody said something about your work and they didn't even know you, right? But you stored that in your body. There's a great book, The Body Keeps Score. There's a great book, but I feel like you may have stored something someone said that may have been negative in your body, and we want to work on releasing that. Okay, because it's not true. It's a projection. And the angels, specifically Archangel Raphael, can help you with that, intuitive tribe. It says the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. And a lot of you have incorporated healing modalities or have become healers in some way, shape, or form in your personal or professional life. Okay. Now, if it scares you, go deeper. That's a big one. Pay attention to what scares you. If money scares you, go deeper. Pay attention to it instead of turning a blind eye, which we just talked about. Sometimes we want to just kind of, if we stick it under the rug there, we don't have to look at it, we don't have to deal with it, then it doesn't exist. But that's not how energy frequency works, right? What you focus on is going to grow. So if you are focusing on the money that you do not have, or if you are focusing on not paying attention to this over here, because if I just don't pay attention, it's just going to get better, right? No, that's not how it works. So if it scares you, look at it a little deeper. If money scares you, take a look at your relationship with money and get intimate, right? Look at your expenses, track your expenses, get an app, right? I have an app that I put my expenses in, right? What's incoming, what's outgoing. Take a look at your bank accounts, look at the money flow. Connect with a financial advisor if you need to. Are you spending on subscriptions that you don't use? Can you create a sense of safety and trust and stability and understand the flow of money, just like you would in a relationship? If you want to build intimacy, there has to be a getting to know each other, right? And so if it's a money block, get intimate with your money. Don't turn a blind eye. If it is a relationship, right? What can you do to create that same sense of trust, safety? Ask, connect, don't assume. And sometimes we need to just choose to love someone from afar because their energy is not matching ours. And if that's the case, we can't force that energy frequency to match. So if it scares you, go deeper. What else do we have? Let's get a message here from the Soul's Truth. What do we have? Do I believe I am worthy? This is a big block that comes up a lot. You are worthy, collective. You are deserving. You are loved. Start seeing the divine beauty within you and go out and claim the life you have dreamt up. Your crown has been bought and paid for, so put it on your head and wear it. Today's soul action. For a big goal or dream you have, ask yourself, do I feel worthy of this? And remember we talked about mantras? How about your mantra today, tomorrow, for the next week, for the next month? I am worthy of it all. Yes, you are. Maybe the stranger said to you one time, you're not worthy of that, right? You're not going to amount to that. Maybe that stranger, maybe it was a parent. A lot of times our self-worth gets squashed, right? It could be squashed by not being picked in the gym line to be a part of that team. It can be squashed when someone discredits our work, right? It can be squashed when we go through heartbreak. But you are worthy, you are deserving, and you are loved. Just because situations arise, we do not have to hang on to that belief around the situation. And that's your key to overcoming energy blockages. Because what? You're worthy. Because what? You're deserving. You are loved, and you are so very lovable. Now, some of you have blockages around health. Okay, where are you with your health goals? Where do you want to be? Why are you not there? And what will it take for you to feel well? If your body could talk, it would say blank. Our body does talk to us all the time through pain, through discomfort, through noises sometimes, right? Through butterflies, through sweaty palms, through racing hearts. Our body is constantly speaking to us through that stub toe, right? Paying attention to the body is so significant. And we are living in an age where everything is very, very high paced. And we're in our head a lot. I see this everywhere. A lot of us are in our heads. Logic, right? We have a really difficult time dropping down into our heart center, into our body. And that's why using some of those stress management techniques that we talked about, such as breath work, yoga, EFT, tapping, working on ways to drop us into our body, and mindfulness and meditation can be so healthy, so therapeutic. It says, feed your body what it needs to feel nourished, appreciated, and loved. Make some new exciting goals to take your health to the next level. I'm getting here excuses. Someone's limiting belief may just be excuses, right? And that, I find that can be the case a lot of times, where we just have to do it and we make an excuse, but that's also an act of self-sabotage. It can be. Of course, we can get lazy. We don't want to do things. We don't want to put in the effort. We don't want to put in the work. It's easier to do, stop and grab a coffee or a fast food or whatever it may be. But then your body, right? Your body is going to tell you here. And do you believe that you're worthy of taking care of you? I mean, I'm not saying you have to be perfect all the time. This isn't about perfection, right? Remember what I said, it's a gentle excavation. But the more that you raise your vibration, the better you're going to feel. And raising your vibration does have to do with making sure you are paying attention to your body. What does your body need? What is your body trying to repel? When this comes to foods, right? When it comes to people, the body is an energy field. It is based on vibrations and frequencies. So if something is, misaligned, you're going to start to attract the energy that you are, whatever's going on within here is going to happen out here, right? So what you focus on grows. That's our last step here. So write it down, right? Most people have a very short attention span, or a quick fix, or, high, fast-paced, logical mindset. This is going to remind you. So writing it down, vision boarding is one of my personal favorites, because when we are constantly reminded, and this can be visualizations, can be a big thing here. It can help us reprogram that mindset shift, right? Paying attention to the words that you tell yourself. That's a really big one. So for today, I want you just to focus on the words that you tell yourself, right? Are you telling yourself, I am abundant, I am worthy, right? I am loving. Practice some of those mantras, whatever your favorites are or whatever you feel is lacking. I want you to twist that around here in the opposite, a higher vibrational frequency of whatever block is coming in for you, and focus on what it is you do want versus what you don't. Because remember the law of attraction. So self-talk, important. Are you speaking to yourself the way that you would a child, or the way that you would in a loving relationship or a beautiful friendship or partnership? Are you speaking to yourself with that same love, compassion, and kindness? Are you someone who's more pessimistic, right? Are you someone who tends to downgrade yourself, downgrade your energy, whether it's a compliment coming towards you, whether it is your own work? Do you tend to criticize yourself? Do you tend to put yourself down? Because chances are, if you are doing that to yourself, you might be also doing that to others, or vice versa. Others could be doing that to you, and maybe that's creating a little bit of a block as well. So let's dive in here some more. You are profoundly clairvoyant. So there could be blockages in the third eye center for some of you, which that third eye is the mind's eye, right? It says, trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight. For your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. So you are a profoundly clairvoyant, but some of you are second guessing yourself. I am getting that. You're second guessing yourself. You're wondering if you really have gifts, or if you are just in your head about things, or, if you're telling yourself. I mean, I feel for a lot of you, That's where that meditation or that stress management comes in. Well, all of the things we talked about, right? All of those things can help you overcome some energy blocks. But when you start working on some of the things we talked about, you're going to see here, collective, how profoundly clairvoyant you really are. And you also have the crown chakra. This is all higher chakra energy here. And I do feel like a lot of you are working with your chakra systems. You may even be familiar with the energy centers. Some of you are Reiki practitioners. I am getting here as well. You are channelers. You are mediums. Some of you are mediums as well. But we're going to take a look here and we're going to read from the crown chakra. It says, pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. So this card was drawn because the angels are asking you to trust and follow the ideas that you've recently received. And that's part of this clairvoyant energy as well. It's part of the healing, the teaching, the guidance. And it says, you already know the truth and the best course of action to take. Trust this knowingness and take appropriate action. When you honor your ideas, right? That's a big thing. When you honor those ideas, the universe reciprocates by sending additional support while you make healthy life changes. That's where a lot of you are at. You've already started to incorporate healthy changes, and Spirit is acknowledging that, letting you know, job well done, right? But it says this card is also a message to clear the crown energy, which governs your ability to tap into the universe's collective wisdom. Your crown chakra can become blocked if you dismiss your inner thoughts as wishful thinking or common knowledge, right? So that's that worthy piece, wishful thinking, right? I really would love for that to happen, but it's not going to happen to me. I'm not a lucky person, or that's a far off dream, or I can't do that. I can't be successful in that business. Those are all blocks. Or if it's not the wishful thinking piece of it, I feel like you're shifting into, I'm just seeing here, you're shifting into that gratitude, that prayer energy of having gratitude, but at the same time, there's a flip that says I'm grateful, but at the same time, I don't have it. So am I fully grateful? I hope that makes sense here. Your crown chakra can become blocked, right? If you think it's just common knowledge, like everybody knows that, or that's not really my intuition because everybody and their mom knows that, right? Or that everybody says that. But pay attention to your gut or your intuitive nudges. For those of you that are healers out there, or you do give intuitive advice, maybe you're readers, don't second guess yourself. Okay, don't second guess yourself, because chances are some piece of information, even if it is commingled with some sort of, common knowledge or wishful thinking, there's going to be a piece of it that is based in your intuition, and trust that piece, because someone else could really need that. You could really need that. Remember that all ingenious ideas begin as daydreams that turn into wonderful inventions. So allow yourself to daydream. Allow yourself to explore your crown chakra. So action steps. Archangel Uriel, whose name means he who is divine light, is the angel of divine wisdom and knowledge. Sit quietly and say, Archangel Uriel, I call upon you now to clear and balance my crown chakra. I ask for your assistance in boosting my belief and faith in the ideas that come to me. Help me in responsibly following through with my divinely guided ideas. For those of you that do suffer from headaches, migraines, sleep, right? Sleep cycles. For those of you that are maybe feeling brain fog, vertigo, anything in that crown chakra, this exercise could really help you out in big ways, okay? We're going to go back to you are profoundly clairvoyant here. All right, you are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as your physical sight. The angels send you this energy here to help you trust the visions you receive in your mind's eye during dream time, as well as the signs that you physically see. Numbers, feathers, coins. A lot of you are seeing flashes of lights, auras, right? No, you're not just going crazy. It's not just in your eyesight here going bonkers, going bad. I mean, of course, get it checked out if you feel like it is. Since the creator is all seeing, it stands to reason that you and everyone else would inherit the gift of spiritual sight, right? That's very true because you are part of that creation. If your gift seems blocked, the cause may be a painful past experience that the angels can help you heal and release. Know that it's right for you to see clairvoyantly, as this blessing can be used to assist you with your healing and teaching work. Your clairvoyance also gives you a continuous and accurate guidance, much like a GPS electronic map in a car that guides you to the right destination. Trust what you see. So your action step, collective. You'll want to conduct this session in a private, quiet location. Maybe have a pen and paper handy, as the process may trigger some vivid past life memories. A lot of times this can be past life, right? And this can be deep, deep energy. So sit or lie down, center yourself with steady and deep breaths. And when you're ready, say Archangel Raziel, I call upon you now. Please surround me with the highest and purest vibrations of divine love to heal and release any old fears connected to my spiritual sight. Then breathe and relax, as your body may tingle or shudder while it releases old toxins. Stay with this process until your body feels completely at ease. Know that you can control your clairvoyance by asking the angels for help. We are all clairvoyants. There is a misconception that we only have one clair, and that's the main one, right? I believe that we have all of the clairs. We just hyper focus on a specific one, but we have access to them all, right? And I also am getting here, some of you, possibly like myself, at a very young age, I shut down my clairvoyance because there were certain things that I seen that really frightened me as a child. And I remember later on going back in and opening back up to that spiritual gift of clairvoyance and said, all right, God, universe, source, right? Whatever we call that divine light, that divine energy. I said, if I'm going to have this gift, I don't want to see those things that I seen. Those are a little scary. Show it to me in a different way, or allow me to activate a different clair, maybe the clairsentience, or being able to just feel things or just know things instead of seeing that scariness, right? So we can work with our gifts. It's not so black and white as we may think it is. So for those of you that may have shut down your third eye chakra because you had gone through a situation that was scary, you can wake that back up and work with your angels and guides to help you decipher or see things in a new way, okay? So trust in yourself here as well, and trust that you are also in charge of your spiritual gifts. Now we have listen to your intuitive feelings. Listen to those intuitive feelings. And this is something that's been coming up for a lot of people lately, is listening to feelings, listening to the nudges, right? Your body is receiving information from the divine, but also from the energy that you're putting out there, you're receiving. So it's like a bounced energy effect here. Your angels want you to know that you're always receiving messages, even when you're not noticing them. Most of these messages come through your physical and emotional senses, as your body is extremely sensitive to subtle energies, right? We're constantly, hair standing up on your, chicken skin, goosebumps. We can feel the energy cut like a knife if we just walked into a room or someone was arguing, right? We can feel these things. And then physically, someone taps you on the shoulder, you're going to feel it. So that's something that we're very, very familiar with. But it says here, as your body is extremely sensitive, sometimes you may not understand your feelings, yet they always have accurate underlying wisdom. You've received this card because you've asked a question that your body has already answered through your emotional and physical feelings. Your urge to trust your feelings and act upon them without delay. Ask the angels to protect you and guide you, which they do through your intuitive sensations. As you give psychic readings or healings to others, know that it's impossible to be blocked from receiving angelic guidance. You are always feeling and thinking, and those are your two primary ways in life with the angels, right? that you do receive messages for your clients. Tell your clients what you're feeling and thinking during your sessions, as these messages are meant to be shared. For those of you that are healers as well, but for those of you who are feeling this outside of work, if it's not professional, if this is, maybe with family members as well, trust in those feelings as well. Notice any tension in your body, which is a signal that your muscles are reacting to the energies of you or other people's thoughts and emotions. Close your eyes and imagine having a conversation with a tense muscle group in your body. Okay, this is legit. Imagine having that convo with that muscle group. Ask that muscle group, why are you tense? Listen for the answer, which will come to you as a thought, feeling, or even words or visions. Your body will tell you how it's reacting to your job, your relationships, friends, and other life areas. So trust your body's truthful wisdom. I want to know how many of you have done that, right? How many of you have, asked your body, what do you need? What can I do? How can I understand this? Because so many times we are in that crown chakra, even, blocked energy of overthinking things to the point of creating dis-ease in that crown region, right? Blocking that intuitive wisdom, but our body speaks to us through that. Next, we have parents, and I do feel like the parents one is a big one, and then we're going to wrap it up with your final message here. All right, because parents showed up right away for you, and some of you, your parents are still here. Some of you, you're working with your parents in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you're taking care of them. Maybe you're going through a legal situation. Maybe your parents are in a different country. It says here, you drew this card because the answer to your question involves emotions connected to your mother or father. For example, if you're having difficulty receiving loving kindness from others, the underlying issue could stem from unhealed emotions that you have towards your mom. Maybe your dad. That's because receptivity is a feminine energy, right? Okay, so it could be mother wounds as well. Receptivity is a feminine energy represented by our mothers. If you feel afraid to receive love or feel guilty about asking for your needs to be met, then call upon the angels to heal and help. With your father, the primary spiritual response is about male energy and developing confidence in your abilities to go out into the world and make a positive difference. If your self-confidence is wavering, ask the angels to help you mend your emotional connections with your dad. This card is also a signal that your parents do love you, even if the way they showed you it wasn't fulfilling. If your mother or father is in heaven, then they send this card as a way of saying, I love you. Action steps. The angels will intervene in any painful emotions associated with your parents if you ask. Go to a quiet and private place and say the request either silently or aloud. Guardian angels of myself and of my mother and father, I call upon you now. I ask for your healing blessings with my internal and external relationships with my parents. I am willing to release emotional toxins associated with my childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. I ask the angels to help me trade any and all pain for peace right now. Remember, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So we can reprogram that. We can reprogram that pain for peace right now. When we're able to see that our life, we've created a blueprint, and the people in it, even the most challenging people collective, are here for us. Not to us, to torture us and to victimize us, right? Even though it may feel that way sometimes. It's all part of the divine life plan and your blueprint, but the way you respond, right? The way you react, the way that you heal, that is completely up to you. And last but not least, your final message here, we have cut your cords. Cut the cord, right? As Shinedown sings, ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. This card is drawn because negativity connected to a past relationship may be blocking or interfering with the situation that you've inquired about. Fortunately, this toxic energy can be easily vanished with the help of Archangel Michael, the powerful angel who will release you from the effects of fear. He's a warrior. He comes in with his power sword. Look at that. Anytime you or your partner experience fear within your relationship, this could be a lover, it can be a partner of any kind. Look at relationships as a whole. Anytime you or your partner experience fear within this relationship, a cord similar to a leash made out of a hollow tubing is attached to you both. You may have cords, because most people do. Energetic cords, right? You may have cords connecting you to your parents, living or deceased. You may have cords connected to your siblings, lovers, those whom you've helped, such as students or clients, and anyone with whom you've shared a significant relationship with. Cords are nothing to be afraid of or ashamed of. They just need to be cut. They can drain your energy and be the culprit behind even physical pain. And I'm sure some of you have heard of cord cutting routines, which I've worked with as well, but sometimes the cord cut isn't enough. I like to think of it as mowing the grass, right? We mow the grass, we cut it, but it grows, it regrows. What do we need to do to fully get in there? We need to, pull that grass out. And I feel for some of you, there could be a cord that we slowly need to unhook, not just cut, because that can be reformed, but we need to unhook, okay? And it says here, think of a question or a situation that you would like help with, then say aloud or silently, Archangel Michael, I call upon you now. Please cut the cords of fear that have been blocking or draining me in the past. I am now willing to trade all pain for peace. If you think of a specific person during the process, right, while you're sitting in silence there or while you're saying that prayer, if a person comes up for you, I want you to ask Archangel Michael to help you release the fear from that relationship. You'll feel your body shudder as cords are cut one by one. Don't worry, you can't sever cords of love. You cannot sever cords of love. Repeat this process anytime you feel drained or blocked, as cords can grow back if fear returns to the relationship. And that's a difficult one, because fear is something that at every turn, something shows up in this physical material world. And with us living in such high fight or flight, we may have to practice this cord cutting exercise routinely. Okay? Take showers. Imagine that energy going down the drain. Focus on letting go of the negativity through some of the healing routines, the stress management routines that we talked about, practicing that Ho'oponopono prayer, staying in that energy of gratitude, focusing on getting intimate with what scares you, right? What you focus on grows. Declutter the mind, declutter the body, detox your drawers. Focus on some of these tools today. Stay consistent with them as well. And I feel like you will notice your energy blocks shifting in ways that maybe you haven't felt for quite some time. That is what I have for you, collective. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you want to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month, I would love for you to drop in the comment box. Let us know, let everyone know what you do to help you overcome energy blocks. Maybe some of them that were not listed today that could help someone else out, right? Share your story, share what's helped for you. Maybe even share a manifestation that you have created because you have overcome a blockage. Post it in the comment section below. I will personally enter you into that free reading giveaway. Please make sure you've hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss future notifications, including the free reading giveaway. Thank you so much, collective, for tuning in today. I hope this was helpful. I can't wait to hear from you all. Lots of love.